It's 4 o'clock on a Monday, and you know what that means, don't you? It's time for another exciting episode of TAXITV Live. Woohoo! Direct from Los Angeles, California. I am wearing headphones today because I either left my earbuds abroad or on an airplane, or maybe they're back at the house. I don't know. But it's good to be back here in beautiful sunny Southern California, which is anything but sunny today. And today on this show, we are going to listen. You are in the A&R hot seat. You guys get to listen to some music that was forwarded and returned and decide if the screeners were on the money or not. Hello, everybody in the chat room. Ooh, you have a tremendous echo. Do all of you hear a tremendous echo? Hello, anybody out there? Thank you. I did make it. Nope. Okay, so good. No echo. All right, good to know. I get nervous when I hear that stuff. Anyway, yeah, I'm back in California. Good to be home. Good to be back in the office again, and most awesome to be back in my normal surroundings for doing TAXITV. So I am wearing headphones today, which I really don't like headphones all that much. I'm just not comfortable in them. So my wife once said they're kind of like a bra, and I should be a woman, then I would understand what women go through, but now I get it, gotta say. Anyway, I'm excited to do the show. I know you guys like to do them, and we're going to listen to some, I'm sure, some great music and some that might have been great and just didn't make the cut because it wasn't on target for what the listing asked for. And it's nice to work in a room that's not a big old empty apartment with very reflective walls. And I've got on my brand new Taxi hoodie. This was minted for the road rally. Man, I was watching some of the... I landed Saturday at noon and didn't fall asleep very well Saturday night because of the time difference. And I was watching some of the clips of the road rally. I've got to say, not so bad, if I can be a little immodest. 2 days after the rally, I split town, man. This rally just kicked my butt this year. I bit off more than I could chew, so I flew over to Israel to visit our daughters. My wife was already over there, and it was nice to have the four of us together for an extended period of time. That was great. But it's like it took me a week or two to shake off the road rally. It was just so strenuous ramping up to this year's rally. And then while I was over there, I was trying to install a VPN on my laptop so that I could access my daughter's Disney Plus account and watch the Beatles extravaganza. And in doing so, it melted down my laptop, which is, I run my whole taxi world from this laptop that I'm talking to you on right now. And I do have a backup laptop, but it was in Los Angeles, and it turned my laptop into a brick. Couldn't turn it on, couldn't turn it off. So I just let it sit for 24 hours. Thank God it started back up. But I ultimately had to do a factory reset. Thank God all my documents were in the cloud. So I was able to access everything. But I had to totally rebuild my computer while I was over there. And I lost all my passwords for everything that were in my keychain. So I came in here, all that to say that yesterday was my first full day back in Los Angeles. I came over to the office to set up all the lights and stuff that we had torn down for the road rally and brought them back. Well, my framing could be better. Brought them back over here to the office and wired everything up, turned on all the lights, looking pretty good. And then right before today's show, I realized, oh no, I don't have my earbuds that I like to use for these shows. So here we go. Headphones. So with that, let me read the listing. This was for listing number S211115TF, and the listing read as follows. Uplifting singer-songwriter songs with male or female vocals are needed by an A-list film, TV, music publishing company that typically gets really nice high-end placements. These guys are thought of as being a cut above. Company is looking for mid to up-tempo songs in the general stylistic ballpark of the following references: Missing Piece by Vance, Bridges by Johnnyswim, Home by Phillips, which might be one of the most licensed songs of the last decade, I'm guessing, and This Is Our Time by Wild. Quoting the company, we're looking for songs with uplifting, non-romantic lyrics. That's important. Anything about friendship, being there for each other, overcoming challenges, being confident, having gratitude, being joyful, etc. Sounds like that all makes sense. Please send top-notch singer-songwriter songs with great melodies, super memorable choruses, engaging rhythms, and well-crafted, emotionally upbeat lyrics. Instrumentation that's generally similar to the references will suit your submissions well. So when they say generally similar, they don't mean copy it, but they mean, would it fit on a playlist with them? Does it sound like somebody who's a fan of, Vance, or Phillips? Would they also like this? Would this be on their playlist? Let's see. Instrumentation is generally similar to the references, will suit your submissions well, so that's important. Instrumentation is generally similar. Okay. If you plan on using any virtual instruments or samples, they should be high quality and fresh. Literally just picked them out of the garden this morning. Polished production and expressive, well-performed vocals are musts for this pitch as well. Note, it says in bold, all caps, this company doesn't want to hear songs that sound like typical library music. They're interested in finding stuff that sounds like commercial, releasable songs ready for the radio. If you're an artist or band with an online presence, even better. Avoiding specific names, places, dates, times, brands, and profanity are recommended. Do not copy the reference artists or songs in any way, shape, or form. Use them only as a guide for tempo, texture, and tone. Do not submit any material with unauthorized samples of any other artists' music, sounds, or any other form of media. Broadcast quality is needed. Exclusive deals, 50-50 split, blah, blah, blah. The rest is all boilerplate. Maurice Cobb says, I have no idea what these references are, but that's why we give you links in the listings, Maurice, so you can click on them and listen to them. Listen and learn. So, without any further ado, let's listen to the first song. And remember, we're looking for uplifting singer-songwriter songs with male or female vocals that are needed by an A-list film, TV, music publishing company that typically gets really nice high-end placements, blah, blah, blah. Looking for stuff in the ballpark, stylistic ballpark of Vance, Johnnyswim, Phillips, and Wild. Okay. First song, this one is called Riverbank, and I'm not mentioning the Taxi members' names. It's our practice not to, because somebody that didn't get forwarded, we don't want people to, ha ha ha. Not that our members do, or the people that watch TAXITV do, but figured, even though the songs are marked public and available for anybody in the world to hear on their Taxi member profile page, we certainly don't want to point a finger at them and go, you didn't get forwarded. But even the stuff that didn't get forwarded is generally really good. So let's have a listen. This one's called Riverbank.
Ooh, mm, mm. I'm just sitting on the riverbank, ain't doing much of anything. And all my cares done floated away, and it don't matter what you think.
Hey, I'm just sitting on the riverbank, ain't doing much of anything. And all my cares done floated away, and it don't matter what you think.
La-da-da-da-dee-da, la-da-da-da-doo-da, la-da-da-dee-da-doo-da-da, la-da-da-dee-da-da. Sing it as I'm on the way. Chicken out, scratching hay. I'm all yours and the cows eat corn. Gonna be a good old day.
I'm just sitting on the riverbank, ain't doing much of anything. And all my cares done floated away, and it don't matter what you think. Hey, I'm just sitting on the riverbank, ain't doing much of anything. And all my cares done floated away, and it don't matter what you think.
Boom, 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 ba-doom, boom, 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 ba-doom, boom, boom,
sitting on the riverbank. I ain't doing much anything. And all my cares done floated away, and it don't matter what you think. Hey, I'm just sitting on the riverbank. I ain't doing much anything. And all my cares done floated away, and it don't matter what you think.
Boom, 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 ba-doom, boom, 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 ba-doom, boom, 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 ba-doom.
Slow river fishing home, listening to the river flow. Alligator go around and make a sound, reach down and punch him in the nose. I'm just sitting on the riverbank. I ain't doing much anything. And all my cares done floated away, and it don't matter what you think. Hey, I'm just sitting on the riverbank. I ain't doing much anything. And all my cares done floated away, and it don't matter what you think. Hey, I'm just sitting on the riverbank. I ain't doing much anything. And all my cares done floated away, and it don't matter what you think.
La da 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 dee da, la da 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 dee da, la da da dee da dee da da, la da da dee da da.
Hey, I'm just sitting on the riverbank. I ain't doing much anything. And all my cares done floated away, and it don't matter what you think.
All right, for those of you who are new to new to the drill, what you're going to do is cast your vote. Type in a +1, just one time. +1 if you would forward that, -1 if you would return that because it didn't fit the listing. So +1 for a forward, -1 for a return. Liz will tally them up, and we will let you know if you were right or wrong. I love watching the votes roll in. It's almost as exciting as election night, like a real election. All right, looks like the voting has come to an end. Elected. One more comes rolling in. Nina Harris is abstaining. I don't know that I've ever seen abstinence show up in the chat room. All right. Give Liz a moment to total them up, and we'll see if you guys got it wrong or right. Ken Mesford's abstaining as well. All right, we had 15 forwards and 22 returns. I've got to say, the people who voted to return are the big winners on this one. The screener didn't forward it. It's a great song. I don't think anybody could deny that it's a really cool song. It just didn't really sound like it was in the ballpark of the references, number one. Number 2, avoiding specific names, places, dates, times. It had the word Riverbank, which is a place, a location, in the song about 100 times. It's an awesome song, but because it talks about sitting on the riverbank, that is absolutely key and central to this song's raison d'etre. Look, I spoke French. It would be really hard to use this unless you had a scene where somebody was, hanging out, fishing down by the riverbank or romping around down by the riverbank. It's got to have a riverbank in there. I mean, if the scene takes place anywhere else but a riverbank, like, what the hell? Where's the riverbank? I don't see one around here. Great song. And honestly, if I were the screener on that one, I might have gone to the head screener and said, this is just too cool to not forward. Can we please forward a note to the listing company saying, we know this doesn't fit your brief, but we just think it's cool. Maybe you could find a use for it someday. But I can almost guarantee you that the library would have said, same thing I just said, which is, and many of you said, really, really cool song, but Riverbank just limits it. It actually mentioned a person's name, I think, so-and-so sitting on the bank wearing his Levi's or something, I don't know, or wearing his jeans. Anyway, the screener got it right, and it was kind of a tough call, but the specificity thing, which I think JP pointed out in the chat room, was the thing that ultimately killed it. So now let me go find another one. All right, this one is called Hold Me.
Like a power outside of me, something happens when you touch me. You've given me the gift of together. I could never be me without you. 'Cause it's when you hold me, and it's when you touch me, that's when I know you'll never let me go. If I had my life to live all over again.
Guys, don't vote yet. Wait till the song is over so you don't influence the other constituents.
'Cause you've given me the gift of together. I could never be me without you. 'Cause it's when you hold me, and it's when you touch me. That's when I know you will never let me go. Hold me, hold me. You'll never let me go. Hold me. Hold me. Hold me.
All right. Cast your votes. +1 if you would forward that, -1 if you would not. I'm going to read the listing again because some of you came late to class today. You're going to detention right after class is over. And you missed the reading of the listing. So I'm going to read it again. Uplifting singer-songwriter songs. Uplifting singer-songwriter songs with male or female vocals needed by an A-list film, TV, music publishing company that typically gets really nice high-end placements. These guys are thought of as being a cut above. The company is looking for mid to up-tempo songs in the general stylistic ballpark of the following references: Missing Piece by Vance Joy, Bridges by Johnnyswim, Home by Phillips, This Is Our Time by Wild. Quoting the company, we're looking for songs with an uplifting, non-romantic. We're looking for songs with uplifting, non-romantic lyrics. Anything about friendship, being there for each other, overcoming challenges, being confident, having gratitude, being joyful, etc. Please send top-notch singer-songwriter songs with great melodies, super memorable choruses, engaging rhythms, and well-crafted, emotionally upbeat lyrics. Blah, 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 blah. Company doesn't want to hear songs that sound like typical library music. They're interested in finding stuff that sounds like commercial, releasable songs for the radio. Okay, Liz is going to total up the forwards versus returns. This one, once again, was called Hold Me. It's freezing in LA today. So cold. People are wearing, I'm not joking, I saw people wearing like winter puffy coats with fur-trimmed hoods and stuff on them on my way to work today. And let's see what the temperature is. Yes, it's 54 degrees outside. Freezing, I tell you. Absolutely freezing. It got down to 41 last night. Pretty, where are you? Oh, you're 35 in Cairns. I can never pronounce Cairns. It's in Australia. On the west coast. No, east coast. Northeast coast of Australia, if I remember correctly. Some great fishing there. And when you say 35, are you talking Celsius or Fahrenheit? I'm guessing Fahrenheit. Wow, it's 37 up on the mountain. Woo, baby. '53 in beautiful New Jersey. What exit? 35 centigrade? Wow. I mean, what is that, like 105 Fahrenheit? Let's find out. Okay, we had 3 forwards and 50 returns. Wow. Okay, you people that thought that was a forward, bunch of incorrect votes on that one. It was not forwarded. It was returned. It was a really pretty song. The vocal was very appropriately sensitive for the subject matter, but unfortunately, was it mid to up tempo? Not really. Pretty much like a ballad. It didn't ask for contemporary, but all the artists mentioned were fairly contemporary. Vance Joy, Johnnyswim, Phillips, and Wild. And here, this was the killer, whatever you call it, the coup de grace. We're looking for songs with an uplifting, non-romantic lyric. That had a lot of romance. That was about a relationship, right? It was about you and how you make me feel and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, that one did not get forwarded. I'm looking to see. Hold on, folks. I got to check this out. 35 degrees centigrade is what in Fahrenheit?
35 degrees Celsius is equal to 95 degrees Fahrenheit.
95. Nothing. We get up to 110 in the summertime here at the office, Fahrenheit. And how do you submit? You join Taxi, and maybe you're already a Taxi member, Kevin Brooks, but what we do is we pick a listing and we go through and look at stuff. This listing deadlined last month, so we go through and look at forwards and returns, and we put an equal number of them in this bucket and then play this little game with you guys. It's all about tuning your ears. It's like, okay, if you were the screener on this, you know, sometimes like that first song we heard was a great song. This was a great song, just not right. There's always a little something. And people think, oh man, Taxi's holding me back. These screeners are trying to keep me out of the industry. No, we've got people with specific requests. And I sounded a little like Bill Clinton just then. No, can't do it twice. Anyway, they've got a specific request. You walk into a pizza shop and order, you know, a pizza with pepperoni and sausage and green peppers, and they give you one that's got like pineapple, ham, and mushrooms on it. You're like, hey, that's not what I asked for. So anyway, those of you who voted to return that one, you guys are A&R champions. Let's find another one. Let's listen to You Are My Friend.
It's strange to think when we first met, the awkwardness almost had me gone and never coming back. But a corny joke cracked a smile, even though it's not my style. Your mind, open mind, I'm lucky I stayed a while. Different people, doesn't matter, you are my friend. All we need is a bit of laughter, and some get to know, and I'll say it again. You are my friend, you are my friend, you are my friend. If you're a dog, I'm a flea. You drive slow and get there on time. I'm late even when I speed. Opposite in many ways, but you and I are here to say patience can make sense of just about anything. Different people, doesn't matter, you are my friend. To know it. You are my friend, you are my friend, you are my friend. I want you to know it, I want you to feel it. You are my friend, you are my friend, you are my friend. So I say it again and again and again and again. Tell you
All right. Cast your votes. Was that a forward? If so, type in a +1, +1. And if it was a return, -1. I'm curious to see how you guys vote on this one. Well, look at those votes roll in. Yeah, this, I got this taxi hoodie. This was one of the samples we held up during the road rally, and I actually had it in my mind that I was going to give it to Bria because she was such a big help for the road rally. And then I thought, it's already worn. Maybe I should just buy the kid a new one that comes in a plastic bag instead of with my deodorant stains in the armpits, being the nice guy, classy guy that I am. So I confiscated this one for myself, then 2 days later jumped on a plane, and now here we are a month later, and I've totally forgotten about getting her one of these. I suck as a boss. What can I say? So, Bria, if you're watching, I can't remember. Did I give you a T-shirt? I know I gave Greg, the video guy, something. Anyway, I think I should get Bria a hoodie. She really worked hard. Saved my butt many, many, many times. That's my definition of working hard. Can you save the boss's butt while he's on live TV? So while we're finalizing the votes here, I've got a little entertainment for you guys, if you don't mind seeing a little doggy defecation. This is a strange thing to mix into today's show. But as many of you old-timers know that have been around during the quarantinies, of which we're going to do a quarantini Thursday of this week because I'm back in L.A. Anyway, I've had a real problem with coyotes coming over the 6-foot wall around our back fence, a 6-foot wall around our backyard, literally climbing the wall, leaving muddy little coyote footprints all over the wall, going both directions. And it's gotten to the point where every single night they're getting picked up on my Ring security camera in the backyard. So this is a video of one of the coyotes from yesterday morning at 6:49 a.m. pooping on our patio. Yep, that is a coyote doing what Mother Nature taught that coyote to do. Anyway, that's how fascinating my life is. I woke up, saw that I had a little alert that something was going on in the backyard, and and there it was, coyote poop. Nina Harris says, go all out, get Bria a new one. Yeah, I think so. Oh, man, the squirrels, the whole time I was out of the country, the squirrels, the coyotes were just going crazy in the backyard. It's like they knew that I wasn't there. We weren't home. And then they are creepy looking. They're kind of cute a little bit. Yeah, you could say this is coyote scat. Normally, they would be pooping out like fur from rabbits and stuff. We have a persimmon tree in the backyard. Clearly, this coyote was feasting on persimmons about an hour before he left me that present on the patio. Let's just say that it was very bright orange. It was almost otherworldly, like an alien had left it there. Yeah, coyote got the last laugh that time. All right, maybe I missed it. Liz, did you post a number yet? Coyote ugly, you bet. Decorative, that's one way, one word for it. Okay, 24 forwards and 19 returns. You guys were almost split down the middle, but those of you who voted for forwards, you guys got it right. You Are My Friend was, in fact, a forward. Yay! You have excellent A&R ears. All right. And this one is called Whiskey Dreams. Already sounds like a winner, huh?
Had a cute
to see Billy. He said, I'm awful sorry, son, but you better get home early. His senior wife was driving loose on the town again, drinking and smoking with those single men, hanging out in bars with gorgeous girls and men playing them heartbreak guitars. Like I knew she would, like I knew she could, like I knew she should, like I knew she would.
And the crowd goes wild. All right, that was Whiskey Dreams. And time to cast your votes, guys. +1 if you would forward, -1 if you would return. Now I'm going to take these off because it's really weird talking with headphones, with over-the-ear headphones, and you can't hear yourself at all. Yeah, these are Audio Technica. It's the exact number because several of you in the chat room were asking. These are ATH M20Xs. I have no idea what the X stands for. They were pretty inexpensive. I want to say they were like $35 or $37. We bought 10 or 20 of them. We replenished the screener headphones. But since COVID, the screeners aren't here. It's just the actual staff is here. So the screeners are not using these right now unless they bought them for home. I would say many of the screeners are probably listening to their monitors at home or other headphones other than these. But if they come in the office and they don't have their own personal headphones, this is what we have for them to use. So these are pretty darn good sounding, a little bit fat on the bottom end. I wouldn't want to mix on them necessarily, although you could just make note of where the bottom end is. Oddly enough, interestingly enough, my friend Rob Shirelli, who has 4 Grammy Awards and 100 Gold and Platinum records to his credit, is one of the premier mixers in the industry, worked with a zillion super big clients, and people like Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder, Madonna, blah, blah, blah. When he came over during the road rally, I don't know if you guys remember, but we were having really bad audio problems, even though he only lives like 4 houses away from me. We weren't using tin cans in a string, and we were having audio problems. So for one of the panels, he just drove over to my house, which takes all of like 2 minutes to get to from his house. And he sat down and he used this actual pair of headphones. These were the Road Rally headphones. 29 returns and 4 forwards. So those of you who voted for returns, you got it right. Yay! Anyway, Shirelli used these headphones. He went, wow, these sound pretty good. What are they? I'm sure he's got like $1,000 headphones at home, although he rarely mixes on them. He'll check mixes on headphones, but I don't think he actually mixes on cans. I like these. I like them so much that when I got whatever plugin it is from Waves where you're in a control room of, gosh, I can't remember. Anyway, you're in a great Nashville control room. They've actually been in on my Ocean Way Nashville control room. And when you put the headphones on and use their software to mix, you turn your head, and it's like turning your head in a real control room. If you look up, it sounds differently than if you look down or left and right. And for that, they have a list of recommended headphones that you should mix on and use in conjunction with that plugin. So I got the Audio Technica 50s, which are just the more upscale version of these guys. They weren't that much money. I want to say $200 maybe. And they're wireless. And even with the Bluetooth, which sometimes can degrade sound, I think they sound really good. So there you go. Ken Mesford loves his AKGs. I've got to say, I've had AKG open ears in the back in the past, I don't know, 30-some years ago. They used a lot in the studio. I thought they sounded great. AKG always makes good stuff. So there you go. So that last one, Whiskey Dreams, was not a forward. Oops. I'm touching the mouse pad for one computer when I really should be over here on this one. Okay. This is called Together We'll Work It Out.
We're watching this pass with our feet on the grass, sipping on evermore tea, singing woo-wee, trying to take it all slow. As the storm's getting close, over land, over sea, singing woo-wee. Hey, together we'll work it out. Together we'll work it out. Instead of rumbling in the mud, see the love on our faces. Hey, together we'll work it out. This is all we know, and it's our home. Standing high on that cliff, feeling the frequency lift, over land, over sea, singing woo-wee. Hey, together we'll work it out. Together we'll work it out. Instead of rumbling in the mud, see the love on our faces. Hey, together we'll work it out. This is all we know, and it's our home. We're on the up this time, leaving those patterns of old behind. And we'll be alright, yeah, we're on the up this time, kissing goodbye to standing in line. And we'll be alright. Oh, it's our home.
I haven't used those lovely little signs in a very long time. That was Together We'll Work It Out. +1 if you would forward, -1 if you would return that one. I have a feeling like I know which way the vote's going to go on this one. Marion Laird thinks she heard the word kiss in there. No, I think he said something about being pissed, Marion. Yeah, I'm kidding. Interesting. Keith Sumner says, works for listing, but the screener, bet the screener said something about production or recording. I've got to say, I've got to be honest. One of the earliest things that crossed my mind when I started listening was, oh man, I'd love to remix this. It wasn't a bad mix by any stretch of the imagination. It was kind of appropriate for the style of music, but there were things that I personally, it's an approach thing, not like a right or wrong thing, but things that I would have approached a little differently. Yeah, nowadays, if you say something's got a nice bottom end, probably get canceled or sued or something. So watch your comments about the bass. 2 returns, 40 forwards. The forwards take it. Yes, it was definitely a forward. Had many aspects of the listing incorporated. It was positive. It was emotionally uplifting. I've got to say, right off the bat, for a split second in the first line or two, I thought it was going to be a romantic thing, but it wasn't. I don't know. There were many things about it, and it sounded kind of like Phillips' Home, but didn't sound like it, but it sounded like that style, that type of song, and that's what they're looking for. Spinal Tap, Big Bottom, you betcha. Okay. In Worship Bard, I don't know if that's how you say it, says, nice one. I'd listen to this on a playlist. So would I. It was good. All right, now, hey Liz, I could really use that list of these so I can check off what I've played and what I haven't, because I'm confused now. I can't remember. I don't think I've played this one yet. It's called Fine Line. Let's have a listen.
Simple things come back. Sneak up and twist your heart. You can revolve that rearview mirror, but they'll find you in the dark. I took a second look. I sang the morning song. So high, almost touched the sky. When I came back down, love was gone. Listen to the wind, it whispers your name. It says you'll find the peace in the land of the driven. Come back home, all is forgiven. Debt's been paid, forgotten, overwritten. Anytime you'll find you're not walking that fine line anymore. Pride in those confidence, living in the present tense. You might be blind to what you left behind, but you live with the consequence. Listen to the wind, it whispers your name. It says you'll find the peace in the land of the driven. Come back home, all is forgiven. Debt's been paid, forgotten, overwritten. Anytime you find you're not walking that fine line anymore. Yeah, anytime you find you're not walking that fine line anymore.
Thank you. I can't hear anything. What?
I crossed out the ones we already listened to.
Thank you. Okay, so that was Fine Line. +1 if you would forward it, -1 if you would return it. I was really interested in that, and this is not passing a judgment that will affect your voting, because I would never do that. It almost sounded like it was a piece of vintage music that would have been recorded in the 70s. A lot of the sounds, the overall sound, sounded like that mid-70s era, maybe even late 60s to early 70s. So I'm curious to know if the person whose song that is in the chat room today, if you could let us know. Just curious. It was kind of cool. Okay, that was called Fine Line. Iron Butterfly just needed a fuzz tone. Do you know, when I was a kid, I didn't have money. I used to walk to school 10 miles in knee-high snow on my bare feet. Now, back when I was a kid, my parents were of the mind that if I wanted something like a new guitar, they bought me my first acoustic guitar, the classic Stella Sunburst acoustic guitar that I think a lot of kids had in the late 60s or early 60s, I guess. But after that, like when I got certified to scuba dive, you want a tank, go earn the money and buy a tank. You want a new guitar, go earn the money and buy a new guitar. I wanted a fuzz tone and a wah-wah pedal, and they said, nope, not getting you that. So my parents didn't, we were so poor, we didn't own a stereo, we owned a mono. My parents had a hi-fi in the living room that was only one channel. And I used to listen to Beatles records that were pressed in mono on that thing, and they just sounded amazing. And I knew that even as a kid. I was totally into engineering and production. So I couldn't afford anything to make my guitar because I had an electric guitar. I had a Vox teardrop guitar going through a Baldwin, I think it was called a C12 amp or a 212 amp. It was made by Baldwin, like Baldwin piano people. And it was like, 35 watts a side, 2 channels, 2 12-inch speakers. Actually, it was kind of a cool amp. So I took the mono amplifier out of my parents' hi-fi, plugged the guitar into the input of that, then took the output of that amp and plugged that into my Baldwin amp and made my own fuzz tone. I was so happy. Okay, so that one had 3 forwards and 32 returns. Those of you who voted for returning that one, you are correct. I think a lot of us, Maurice Cobb says, I'm giving it a +1 because I like it. Yeah, a lot of people, I think, like that. There was something really cool about it. It was almost like a little strawberry alarm clock. Remember Incense and Peppermints? And that combined with Iron Butterfly, maybe a little bit of, what was the San Francisco band? There were like 100 of them. Anyway, it was cool. Not uplifting. Brian Langill says, number one, not uplifting and did sound 70s, would be great in a 70s movie, TV situation. Absolutely. That's why I'm asking if the person who created that happens to be in the chat room, let me know. I'm curious to find out if this was actually a vintage piece of music. I know a publisher that would love to hear that. Okay, next up. Let's have a listen to, where are my headphones? This one's called Coming Home.
Well, it's now been quite a while since I reveled in the smiles of the folks I've known since I was young, and all the times we spent and all the songs we sung. Well, I've flown out across the seas, I've climbed up mountains, swung from trees, but there ain't nowhere that quite compares to the places that we went. There's nothing like
Cast your votes. +1 for a forward, -1 if you would return that. Elliot says, I love being correct. I have that personality flaw as well, Elliot. Just ask me. I'm always right. Except when I'm talking to my wife or my 4 daughters, then I'm always wrong. They gang up on me. Oh, woe is me. I'm assuming this is an Italian name, Guillermo Facchetti Ribeiro. All Italian names sound like incredible food, right? Oh, my note said that, yes, that was Willie Nelson's amp, and I don't know what model. This one's remarkably similar to the one I had. I don't remember mine having the colorful buttons on the right-hand side, but it was that color blue, it was that size, and it had 2 12-inch speakers in it, and it was actually a really, powerful amp. Now, it wouldn't be, I know that it says don't give specifics about locations, blah, blah, blah. How can I say this? Going home is not sitting on the riverbank. 2 different things. Home is universal. It's big. Home is where the heart is. Home is where my family is. There are a million uses for songs about home. It's got to be one of the most licensable topics, lyric topics that there is out there. So in that case, being about a place is okay. Rules are meant to be broken. Unless it's a taxi member making a submission, right? Then it's like, no, you got to follow those rules. No, that was Willie Nelson's guitar and amp. You can't tell. Look at that guitar. It's trash. That is Willie's favorite guitar. All right. Wow. 40 forward, 0 returns. You guys are A&R rock stars. You got it so right. Apparently Neil Young also used a Baldwin amp. I don't know. I've probably logged somewhere in the neighborhood of 500 to 1,000 hours easily in the studio with Neil. I never saw no Baldwin amplifier. But what the hell? Maybe he didn't pull it out when I was working with him. Let us proceed. So that one was called Coming Home. How much time do we have left? We're doing okay. Let's listen to the next one, which is called Feels So Good.
Further than I can
All right, that was Feels So Good. Please cast your votes. +1 if you'd like to forward that. -1 if you would not. I was just... Anyway, I want to comment as a retired engineer producer that the engineering and production on that I thought were spot on. Loved the mix on that thing. Whoever mixed that obviously took great care and knew what they were doing. Great job. There's Gloria Covington. Hey, Gloria. Haven't seen you in there all day. Alan Hall says, thematically, no. Interesting. This is cool. I'm seeing some new names in the chat room today. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the big show. Glad you guys could join us. Been doing these live streams now for 12 or 13 years, if you can believe that. And just in the last couple of years, really since COVID started and I started doing the Quarantini happy hours and still doing the Monday shows every week, people comment more and more frequently how helpful these shows are in helping them make the right submissions to Taxi. Sorry, Gloria, I missed you earlier. Good to see you, as always. Two returns and 40 people said they would forward it. So there you go. Clearly a forward. Great job. The screener did forward it. So you guys get another A. I don't think you guys have blown one yet today, right? You've been on the money with every one. Okay, let's listen to We Are Love.
Why?
Cast your votes. +1 for a forward, -1 if you would not forward it. I'm going to reserve my comments till after the votes come in. Curious to see which way this one goes. Martin was on the fence but decided to be positive. There you go. I would put Martin Gravel on a jury sometime for a capital murder case. I was going to hang him, but at the end I decided to let him off the hook because I'm feeling like I should be positive today. True Swan says it sounds like a worship song. It actually does a little. And the title is We Are Love. And I think that's what the lyrics were about, was just, we are love, the world is awesome, let's hold hands and be groovy together. 13 returns, 23 forwards. It was actually forwarded. So, excuse me, a couple of thoughts from me. If I were the screener on that one, I probably would have forwarded it as well, because what it did have going for it in a big way was the vibe. It felt uplifting. It made you just want to run down a beautiful grassy green hill, throwing flowers in the air, whatever crazy people do when they're feeling really good. It had that vibe. The recording was really nice sounding. The vocals were a problem for virtually everybody who's commenting about the vocals. So, my second thought is, as a retired engineer mixer guy, it sounds like they worked on individual instruments one at a time, going, okay, let's make that acoustic guitar sound pretty. Let's make that shaker sound pretty. Let's make this sound pretty. And they made everything sound silky and pretty. But then when it came to the vocals, any top end, any like upper mids, even stuff like in the 2.5K range that usually makes vocals more discernible, was getting masked because everything else had top end on it. It didn't sound too top endy. It actually sounded good, but sometimes less is more. And the most important thing about most songs, definitely this song, frankly, are the vocals. So by making everything else sound that good, the vocals, the levels were kind of okay. It's just hard to discern what was being said. So if I were the screener on that one, I probably would have forwarded that. I might have gone to the head screener and said, let's include a note that says, love the vibe, vocals can be fixed, thought you should hear this. Because that would be my feeling, is a library owner should hear it. If library owner hears what I hear in the vibe, in the melody, in the feeling, and the emotion of it, then they might reach out to the person who created it and say, I'd like to put this in my library, but in its current state, with the vocals being hard to understand what it is you're saying, can you remix it, re-sing it, whatever it takes to fix that, and then I'll consider it. So there you go. That somebody, who was it, Worshipard says, was like listening to an instrumental. I was listening to it thinking the vocals almost don't matter. You could take it as an instrumental. It just emoted a sense of joy and freedom, I thought. So I thought it fit the brief really well. Okay. Oh, I need to make a note. Hang on, I'll be right back. Okay. Note to self is now done. This one is called Got a Good Vibe.
Waiting for that morning haze to fade. Today it's looking like it'll pass 11. A golden ray has finally found my shade. It's giving me a little piece of heaven. A gentle breeze that clearly kissed the sun has made its way across the lake to greet me. These slower days give time to get things done, but I can tell that this one's staying lazy. And I don't have to take or make a call, 'cause all my friends know right where we'll be meeting. And pretty soon we'll start the evening crawl. Yeah, one more time we'll chase the night, make the world feel small. Yeah, we got a good vibe, leaving every little thing that tries to bring us down tonight. We throw it all aside. Yeah, we got a good vibe, keeping every single dream we've ever dreamed before alive. Hold it through the night. Yeah, we got a good vibe. Yeah, we got a good vibe. We find a familiar place to occupy. The same old scenes, the same routines are dated. They say there's a brand new place we gotta try. We've already decided it's overrated. You can save the dry advice for greener
I love the people in the audience there, the applause. They're very even-handed, no pun intended, but every song they give exactly the same applause. They never show favoritism. I love them for that. That one was called Got a Good Vibe. Cast your votes, +1 if you would forward it, -1 if you would not. Is the creator of that song, Got a Good Vibe, in the audience? I'm just curious. I would be willing to bet that that thing was done in a real studio somewhere around 1977 to 1981. It just sounds like it. It's even the drum turnarounds sound dated to that period. The melody, the vocal approach, everything about it sounds like that period. And I'm not saying that as a plus or a minus, just an observation. Paul Gerard, I love it. You do not want Paul Gerard on a jury if you're ever accused of murder, God forbid. Paul Gerard says, I'm on the fence, but guessed wrong last time, so +1 this time. Man, I definitely would. There's several of you I would not want to be on a jury of my peers. Cass, I tend to agree with you. If the piano was MIDI, or was it just somebody playing really blocky? Like, it might have been somebody who wasn't a piano player playing piano. Just saying. "25 forwards and 15 returns." And guess what? The screener returned it. The screener did not forward it. And my guess would be that the screener didn't forward it because it wasn't at all close to the references. It wouldn't fit on a playlist with the references. Good song. It's kind of uplifting, but it had some good attributes. It was one of those cases where that's kind of cool, but didn't fit the brief. So yeah, it was returned. So the people who voted for returned are the big winners on this one. And those of you who voted to forward it, hold on. Do I have a sound effect for that? Let's see. There you go. I found this. I brought it back to my house for the road rally. Didn't use it. I've had this thing for like 20 years, I think. Ooh, very enthusiastic. I hear that a lot. When I'm talking at the dinner table, my wife and daughters are staring me down. That's what I hear. Okay, so that was called Got a Good Vibe. That was a return. Now let's listen to Wonderful Day. Ooh, we've only got a couple minutes. This will be our last song of the evening.
I give my all, it's not enough. I find myself on the floor, and I can't give what I don't have, but I know that someday my time will come. Wake up, it's a wonderful day. There's not a cloud in the sky. Sometimes it's so hard to see how beautiful life is. It just don't feel like it now, but everything will work out right. And I can be something I'm not, but I hope that someday my time will come. Wake up, it's a wonderful day. There's not a cloud in the sky. Sometimes it's so hard to see how beautiful life is. can give what I don't have, and I know that someday my time will come. Wake up, it's a wonderful day. There's not a cloud in the sky. Sometimes it's so hard to see how beautiful love is.
Wow. Cast your votes. Going Berserk says Noah Gunderson. Yep. I'm curious to see how everybody votes. Now, is mid to up tempo? The word mid was in there. It's extremely rare that we put something in that's just plain up tempo. That would be like speed metal, maybe. But, you know, there's a range, mid to up tempo. I'm pretty sure that that one, this listing, I'm going to double check right now while you're casting your votes. Yeah, mid to up tempo. The company's looking for mid to up tempo songs and general stylistic ballpark of the following references. Lyrics started out depressed, but it evolved lyrically. That's like, yeah, I've had enough. My life is over. I'm going to jump out of this 13th floor window. But, oh, look, I'm landing in a bed of flowers. Wow, we're running overtime today. Ooh, living on the edge. So exciting. And don't leave yet at the end of the show, because I have a challenge for you guys for next week's show. We are doing a show next Monday, which will be the 20th of December. And during today's show, I actually had a really good idea, and listening to this song made me firm up the idea. So I think we're going with it for next week. Girlfriend in a Coma. 20 forwards and 8 returns. I'm surprised there were that many returns, frankly. It was a forward. Gotta say, those of you who voted for a forward, you were correct. Yes, so Thursday we're doing, I see, hey Darren Moss, we are doing the Quarantini Happy Hour, still calling it the Quarantini. And that will be at 4 o'clock LA time on Thursday. For those of you who've never been to a Quarantini, it's pretty much like this. They're fairly informal. We could talk about anything from the gophers in my backyard to actual substantive topics. You never know. But for next Monday's show, here is the challenge, okay? I want you guys to send in original Christmas songs with nothing more than a guitar vocal or a piano vocal. No other instrumentation. Maybe a shaker or a click or something if you needed to, you know, keep your tempo coherent, but cohesive, whatever. Co-something. Cohabitate. I think that'll be a fun show because we will be 5 days in front of Christmas. So next week, I want you guys, we'll send out an email on Sunday, 6 days from now, telling you how to submit them. Most likely it will be you need to post something on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram with whatever. Liz and Bria will tell you what to do, but basically you just post a link where we can stream it and download it. That's really important. We've got to be able to stream it and download it. We stream to see if it's going to get selected to be on the show, and download because we need to download it to play it on the show. So there you go. Next week, 1 week from today, on Monday, December 20th at 4 p.m., we're just going to hang out, drink some eggnog, maybe with a little rum in it, and listen to some original Christmas songs that are done strictly with guitar vocal or piano or keyboard vocal, okay? That's it. It'll be fun. We will hang out together and spread a little Christmas cheer. With that, I bid you a fond farewell. Post it on your taxi profile, but then we got to go find it, right? Anyway, we will let you know. So just start writing them now. And please don't send in anything that's already been published by, if it's in a library, even if it's non-exclusive, please don't send it in. I'd really prefer to have you create new stuff just for the challenge and the fun of that, okay? So go have a good time doing that. Thanks for joining me today in my jet lag state. The room is spinning right now. I can't wait to get home and crawl into bed tonight. Good to see you all, and be back Thursday for the Quarantini. See you then. There you go. Bye-bye.